fellow Star Citizens, back again with another Star Citizen Nightly. This is episode 3. Make sure you go back and watch episode 1 and 2 so you don't miss anything. All right, so tonight I really wanted to just talk about this week in Star Citizen, which we got today at about, I think it was 3:30. That's what it says, 3:30. So that's what we got. And yeah, so basically, I think they're just kind of like, oh yay, it's about to be Alien Week. They're trying to prepare us for that. But at the same time, they're trying to prepare us for 2.32.2, which is going to include the item banks, the freight elevators, the new cargo hauling, and the instance hangars. So it's still another big chunk of gameplay that we're going to get, and I'm pretty sure we'll see it within the next 2 weeks. I think that's going to be the thing, like going into Alien Week, is like they give us 3.23.2 and then boom, Alien Week. So it just feels like we got all this content. And also, that's when Star Citizen or ISC starts back up June 20th. So we'll see that when that happens. All right, so let's go through this. So the Show Us Your Color celebration starts as of today, which it's 11 p.m. at Eastern time, as the time you're watching this. So it's 11 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know where it is where you live, but I mentioned this in episode 2, and I have the link up on episode 2. So go back to episode 2 and get that link if you want to do the Show Us Your Color celebration. Then we're getting a subscriber comm link, a subscriber newsletter. I will obviously make those will be part of tomorrow's episode, assuming that we get those in time. That's why why Star Citizen Nightly comes out at 11 p.m., folks, because I needed to be at the end of the day to make sure I cover everything. Now, if something comes out at 11:01, I can't be held responsible. Okay, but yeah, so the subscriber comm link, subscriber newsletter. Then Wednesday, we get the monthly report from May. So it'll be last month's monthly report. And it'll talk about what they worked on with Star Citizen, and it'll talk about what they worked on with Squadron 42. I'm guessing Squadron 42 is just polishing. That's what it pretty much always is now. Whereas Star Citizen, where the monthly report for Star Citizen is the one we dive a little deeper into. So that might be a little longer episode. Wednesday's episode might be a little bit longer. The cosplay contest application just went up, is going up on Spectrum on June 6th. It didn't just go up, it's going up on June 6th. So I'm guessing that's for if you want to do the cosplay contest at CitizenCon, but it might also be for something else. But my guess is if you're applying, it's normally for CitizenCon, but I could be wrong. Then Friday, we get Star Citizen Live. And so that's game dev concept ships with Alberto Petronio at 8 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. UTC. I did not know that we were getting a Star Citizen Live. So I thought we weren't getting Star Citizen Live until the show came back on June 20th. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably do like a full-on React video. I don't know. I'm not doing the React videos as much anymore, but I'll probably watch it live and then kind of go through, but we'll see how much time I have. And then the weekly newsletter is going to come out on Friday, and of course that episode is going to be pretty much jam-packed. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we saw in the live. I love that it's on concept ships, so I don't think we're going to get any reveals of anything, but maybe we get some updates on some ships. But I think we got a lot of updates in the last ISC or the last live, so I don't know how many updates we'll get. And then of course Saturday they're doing a Bar Citizen in Lyon, so if you live in Lyon, of course, go through that. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for the weekly stuff. They got some cool images here, people dreaming about the Polaris, the 890 flying with, I think this is like a Mighty Ducks reference or like a duck reference, because those are like the little, that's what I think at least. But I know that the 890 jump looks like a duck. It looks like the Mighty Duck mask, or like a duck mask. And then I guess the saber Firebirds are little ducklings. I don't know. And then this is just a pretty cool screenshot of somebody hitting a rock for all it's got. And then those birds. I still haven't met those birds. I haven't went to wherever they are and messed with them. So, yeah, y'all gonna have to tell me how that is. All right, let's move into the other side of things. So again, I'm gonna show you exactly where I go because people keep asking me, well, where do you go to source these things? When you go to the main website, and you scroll down, you will see it starts here. It's got the new players thing, then live stats. We got 5.2 million. Add more people if you want to be on that contest. Add 2 people for this channel and then 1 other, and you can win some ships. And then of course our monthly contest is still going on too. Like, dislike, make all the videos from this month, and make sure you leave a comment on all the videos from this month, and make sure you're subscribed, and you'll be entered to win that one. So then you see latest comm links. All right, so this is how I knew Weekend Star Citizen is coming. Then you got Star Citizen shows. We are getting a Star Citizen live this Friday, like I just said. Another thing that I want to talk about too is that we also are going to be getting that Q&A for the Ironclad sometime within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So look out for that, because that's going to be a big one, because I'm thinking that thing opens. The more and more I think about it, I'm thinking the top opens on the Ironclad, and on the Ironclad Assault. And if the top opens on the Ironclad Assault, I think even if it didn't come with tractor beams, I still might pick it up, just because I can get an MPUV tractor for the tractor beams. It would be a little bit of a pain, but because it carries so much cargo, I wouldn't really care, because I think the garage would make up for the little bit of trouble that it's worth, right? So as long as that top can open, I think it's looking like Ironclad Assault time. So we'll see. But yeah, then I go to latest developer activity, and then you could see here they're talking about let's see here, new optics, the show us your color celebration, new optics again, and then what's this one, a new patch. So and we missed one, and then the RSI Launcher. So let's go through all of these. So I'll go through that one last. All right, so let's go here. All right, so this says that there is a bug fix coming on PC Sleep in 2.0.1 of the launcher. Now, they're not telling us when we're getting 2.0.1, but we know we're getting a 2.0.1, so there must be, if it's a .0.1 patch, that means it's normally just bug fixes, not changing anything crazy. So my guess is we get that soon, like within the next 2 weeks or so. I'm gonna guess that we get it when ISC and all that stuff returns. I think, you know, the break time is now, and I think we just gonna get a bunch of little stuff, little fixes, and maybe they have a skeleton crew working on it now and we get it sooner. But I think it's best to expect all this stuff to come when ISC returns, because I think July 20th is the day that they're looking towards for when they want 2.23.2 to launch, because it just makes sense, because then they can have a whole ISC where they talk about cargo and stuff. So yeah, so that's what I think. July 20th is pretty much June 20th. This month, June 20th is when I think we're going to get that stuff. And then of course, if you want to see like what led to the dev saying this stuff, you go to view the rest of the replies, and then you can scroll down and find the whole conversation. It's in here somewhere. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. If you really want to, you can look and see whole conversations that the devs have, right? All right, so I'm not gonna go through all of that anymore. I did it in this video, so anytime somebody asks me in the future, where are you getting this information, I'm gonna be like, go back and watch episode 3. I explained it in episode 3. All right, so this one it says they will have a 50% chance of having an optic in 3.23.2 along with various other attachments. So I'm assuming that this is Ninetales, because that's the context. So I don't know, so let's verify. So we go in here, and it says, it annoys me that not a single person at a distribution center has a weapon with a sight. You can still easily find the rare 1x and 2x, as well as the bearing 4x at bunkers, but the DCs are filled with defense personnel equipped with S71s and no scopes, even though they regularly snipe me from a kilometer away. So basically, hey, make the game more realistic. If they're gonna snipe me from a kilometer away, give them some scopes so it makes sense that they actually snipe me from a kilometer away. And then the dev was like, they have a 50% chance of having an optic. But sometimes, and I'll tell you this from real life, as somebody who was in the Army for 9 years and I was active duty, that sometimes people are just that good without a sight. So I will tell you in real life, if people are that good without a sight in the year 2024, then I guarantee you in 2934, I think, was it? Yeah, I think it's 2954. In the year 2954, with whatever weapons they have, I'm 100% certain, especially they have like cybernetic implants and stuff that they can do, and all types of stuff, you know, and AI, and like there's all these, like you could put on a helmet that like zooms in with the helmet. Like, dude, they don't need a scope to hit you from a kilometer away. I'm just saying, I know people that can do it with an iron sight. Well, maybe not a kilometer away. A kilometer away that's a mile away. That's very far. But if they have the right weapon, they might be able to still shoot something. So I'm just saying, I don't think it's that far out of the ordinary for somebody to do it. I also don't think the dev answers the question in this one. 50% chance of having an optic doesn't answer that they sometimes don't have optics, but are still hitting me from a kilometer away. I think he would have been better to add some like balance, say, hey, we're gonna balance that. But I think that's obvious. That should be obvious that at some point, yes, they will get their scopes. And then, you know, this one, our next one that we were gonna do is right down here anyway. So your NPCs can still magically lock on from 1 kilometer away and snipe without an optic. If an NPC is sniping, they should be using a sniper with an optic. Standard NPCs should not have superhuman capabilities outside the standard player's capability. I think that person was going a little bit in, you know, but at the same time, they seem like they just like want an answer. And then it says, if you want to give constructive criticism, it helps to play the content you are giving feedback regarding. All snipers have optics on NPCs. So basically he's saying, when I said the 50% thing, I was saying that generally they'll have a 50% chance of getting an optic, but if they sniped you from a kilometer away, they had an optic. That's basically what he's saying. But I also have a question for the folks who asked these questions. You got sniped from a kilometer away. How did you know they didn't have an optic? Like when you walked in to the distribution center, you didn't see the sniper. That doesn't mean that there were no snipers. I mean, I think that's kind of the point, right? That you don't see the snipers. If you saw the snipers, that would kind of defeat the purpose of the sniper, because you're not supposed to see them from their nest. That's the whole point. So I think he's just being like, hey, you know, if you're gonna say, make this comment like grandstanding about what the game is about, make sure you play that part first and then come and comment on it. And then of course you got the proverbial burn at home thing. You knew that was coming. All right, so yeah, I think the biggest thing that's gonna come out of this though is here, which is the new patch notes. So it says here, 3.23.1a is highly focused on Jumptown, Xenothreat, and exploit updates. We'll be running Xenothreat tonight shortly after release. The build contains out-of-memory server crash fixes as well as debugging in case they occur again, stability, performance, bug fixing, and updated Xenothreat. So I think Xenothreat is going to be really big now. I don't particularly care about Jumptown. If I do, I'm just going to go over it with my A2, see if I can get in, grab something, and go. If I can't, then oh well, I just won't come back. But that's pretty much how I do Jumptown now. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But Xenothreat is probably what I'll focus on the most. And then they have a bunch of known issues here. You can pause and read those. And then the features and gameplay. So This I think is really cool. So they made further client performance optimization. So I think this is one of the things that we don't give a lot of credit to, but it's really important. They are fixing client performance. These are quality of life improvements that a lot of people don't pay a lot of attention to. And I think that it's really cool that they're actually doing that, right? And then it says here they made it to where the Idris is now going to shoot at missiles that are attacking it. And they fixed something where missiles do not hit when the target is rotating. Ooh. Okay. So I guess that probably was part of the fighter meta. That's probably going to be big. If you used to roll to get out of getting hit with missiles, that's gone. So no more and no more missiles. And then they fixed 2 server crashes, which I think is cool too. But yeah, I think that's going to be a big one too. If you used to do a lot of rolling to get out of getting hit with missiles, that's gone, which I like because that's super unrealistic. I think rotating should maybe throw the missile off a little bit, but it shouldn't completely not hit. I think it should just maybe lower the chances of it hitting, but not miss completely. So yeah, you know, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for Star Citizen Nightly tonight. We will see you tomorrow for another episode. That's been episode 3. All right, I'll see you in the next one. It's been real. Peace.